She said the password changes were for security. He said the phone died. One woman even found out because the toilet seat was up. Reddit asked, "What's the biggest sign of cheating that you ignored?" These stories prove that red flags are obvious, we just don't want to see them. When she changed her phone password every week and said it was for security reasons. Girl, who's trying to hack you? The FBI? Or just your conscience? Security was one of the excuses I was given for constantly changing passwords on personal devices not used for work. Other lame excuses that eventually tipped me off included battery life, for why he always hit the screensaver on his laptop when I walked in the door, and no signal, when he couldn't be reached in places where there most definitely was a signal. Lame excuses that would never fly with anyone other than a trusting partner or a small child are a big red flag. Dude was out here running NSA-level OPSEC just to text, "Hey," to someone named Brittany Jim. When chlamydia showed up on my STD test. Came home and the toilet seat was up. There is a 0% chance that she put it up. Damn, that's the smallest but most real detail. Started going to the gym all the time but never took a gym bag and always did her makeup and took a shower before and after. She was very manipulative and controlling, didn't think I could question or challenge her. Still, I learned a lot from it that's helped me have healthier relationships since. Constantly asking where I was and accusing me of cheating, lol. I worked 12+ hour shifts at a remote oil plant. When the fuck was I getting time to get some dick on the side? I had to strategically plan grocery shops. Oh yay for me. My husband has been doing this for like the last year. At first, I really tried to think about what I could change in my behavior to ease his anxiety. But, the constant accusations now make me realize it can't be me that's the issue. Of course now he says it's trauma from his past relationship, but come TF on. We've been together for a decade and married for 7 years, but only now that trauma is an issue? TBH, I don't even know where to start to find out, and I'm not sure if I need proof. The accusations are too exhausting to live life like this anyway. He was cheating with the neighbor and she had little kids, both under 5. We never really did anything with their kids, so we didn't know them. One day, out of seemingly nowhere, these 2 kids, both under 5, ran across their yard, across the street and up our driveway to hug him, all while calling his name. Kids don't do this to strangers. Clearly, he'd been spending a ton of time over there with her and befriending the kids. Similar thing. Our kids were in elementary and attended an after-school club. At the end of the year, a church in town hosted a big ice cream party for all the kids in the clubs from the different elementary schools. This 7-ish looking girl comes right up to my husband, "Hi husband name," while giving me the side eye and a confused look of "Who are you?" He tried so hard to gaslight me about whose kid this was, but for fuck's sake, we both know all the same people, and I know that ain't their kid. He said goodbye to his mother and called her sweetie. When I asked if he called his mother sweetie, he said yes. I later found out it was his ex. I didn't know about her and she didn't know about me. She kicked him to the curb. I hope you kicked him to the curb too. Oh yeah. But I didn't find out about the actual double life until about 6 months later, when his ex, who he had moved back in with, started doing some digging. She contacted me to corroborate her suspicions. He found out and blamed me for him being kicked out, and he threatened me. That didn't go over well. Suffice to say, I never heard from him again after that messy incident, and neither did his ex. He kept taking money out of the bank and never had money for even simple things like his commute. I suggested we start tracking our spending together and turn it into a game, and he balked. No wonder. I was so naive. Currently trying to get my fiancée to do this with me. Not because she's cheating, but because she has zero impulse control and works in retail. That's a bad mix. Every day she comes home with some, it's only $10, item that we will never need or use.
Hi guys, if you like my video, please just subscribe, drop a like and tap the bell, so you won't miss the next video. I'm already working on a new one for you, so see you.
Every time it has happened to me, there's been a sudden, noticeable distance, almost like a switch flipped. Communication would drop off completely for long stretches, and I could just feel I wasn't being respected or prioritized anymore. It's not just the silence, it's how you start to feel minimized, like your presence doesn't matter. It hits your dignity hard. I feel this. I learned the hard way to pay attention to actions, not words. I was in a relationship that had kind of run its course, and we were clearly heading in different directions. At one point I told several of our mutual friends she'd either never cheat on me or she's already doing it and I'm oblivious. They got real quiet. Sounds like they were her friends, not mutual friends. He was mean, to me only. I thought he was working too hard, and bent over backwards to make his life easier. I just suffered it for a bit, then finally called him out on it, with a, "The way you are acting toward me is not in character for you, and I want to know what's going on." He broke and spilled all the damn tea, grateful to finally not be living a lie, and transferred all that pain right into me. He'd been cheating for at least 8 mo's with randos off the internet, then found one he loved and was making plans for a future without me. This was mine as well. I was so worried about him because he had PTSD from his time in the military and battled depression. Over the course of a couple of weeks it was like a switch flipped. He went from adoring me to hating me. And then he was gone. Fuck that fat fucking fuck. Different panties before and after work. My ex-wife always ended up wearing sexy thongs when going over a specific friend's house. It took a long time for me to catch on, but at some point she casually mentioned that her abusive controlling ex would make her wear thongs anytime they were together. So I started to notice, but she would play it off as those were the last clean underwear she had. It turned out that she was indeed with that guy for years. Glad to hear she's an ex-wife now. You don't deserve that deceit. Buying Rogan in bulk, whitening teeth, dressing nicer for work. Started to exercise more. Our sex patterns started to change. He wanted sex daily, instead of our on, one day off routine we've had for 10 years. I remember telling him, "Wow, it's like we're newlyweds again." But little did I know it was because he was just so turned on all the time. I suspect he was thinking of her, making anything and everything into a big deal to argue, and give silent treatment for days on end. At the end, placing a pillow between us in bed. He was being loyal to her, while married to me. Yeah, all I thought was, lucky me, when my ex started initiating sex more and being more enthusiastic about sex than she'd ever been before. Turns out she was just having phone sex with the guy and using me for physical release. There were many red flags. The biggest one was when in all the years we were married, she never initiated sex, except one time. And 1 month later, she's pregnant. Here are some others. Asterisk before she was pregnant, during sex she complained that I wasn't going deep enough. Yet, she claimed I was the only guy. Asterisk after the child was born, my younger brother was getting married. The baby was 6 months old when this happened. My family was looking at my brother's baby pictures. Without